You've reached MikNeg.
Call us best friends.
Call us crazy. Call us anytime.
This podcast is all about self-love, relationships, career, pop culture, and everything in between.
Grab your snacks and join the call.
Okay, so how do you fight imposter syndrome? I think it's important because
like how do you deal with it? How do you kind of like overcome that? And you know what, it's I think it's your mind is a very powerful thing. I think it comes down to like mind over matter. And there was something that my therapist had taught me. I forget what it was now, but it was like, you know, when you tell yourself like negative thoughts and stuff, to like disassociate that, like, and be able to detach, like separate your feelings from the facts. Because when you're doing something good, you know, it's like, and you keep telling yourself that it's like still bad. It's like, wait. There's something that doesn't line up here. And just like not letting those feelings or those like disbeliefs or like, I don't know, being so down on yourself about everything affect your future and your success. I feel like that could be very detrimental if you're, you know, always letting it stop you from doing what you love or what you want to do. Yeah.
I feel like for me, I haven't talked about this right now, but like it manifests really, really, really big at work for me. Well, that has to do a lot with my writing and stuff, because obviously I create stuff and I work in marketing, right? So I feel like I started my job, and we talked about this already in previous episodes, but thinking for a year and a half that they were going to fire me. And Mik is totally,
I know,
he knows this. I was like saying every week, they're going to fire me. 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 And I think that
remember
that to me was entirely related to imposter syndrome, into thinking that I wasn't bringing any difference to the team, that I wasn't making anything. It doesn't matter if I'm here or if I'm not, you know what I mean? And I felt they're gonna realize that they can find better than you. And then I have been blessed to have a boss who is really good at seeing my strengths and my weaknesses, and she is amazing at that. And I think that we have that in common, where we can see people really well. Yeah. But usually I'm used to seeing people. I'm not used to people seeing me, you know what I mean? And she knows exactly my triggers and what needs to be done with me, and she's a very good mentor. And she has thrown me a lot in the pool, like as in, you go do this, you go do that, you go do that, you know what I mean? And that meant that I had to learn.
For a swim.
Go for a swim. So with the sharks.
Oh, with the sharks. Oh no.
Yeah, honestly, like sometimes she put me in situations where I was like so scared, because it's things that I had never done, and I had to be put under people that matter within the company, and just like really kind of step up, right? Yeah. And I think that a great way to cope within the reason why I'm saying all that is because I've found that like doing things that really scare you is a great way to overcome it. Just to be like, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to do it. That is a really good point. And to actually stop thinking and just start doing the things, and just like every time you just like walk like a little step, and then another little step, and then another little step, and then you look back and you're like, holy ish, like a year and a half ago I've come really far, because you've taken little step after little step, and now you're able to overtake so much more than you were when you started. So I feel like that's very important.
That's totally it. And fear plays a lot in this, because it's like, you know, the fear of failure, the fear of not being good enough, the fear of, you know, not having all the knowledge. It's like the fear is real, and there's that quote that I see everywhere, feel the fear and do it anyways. That's very true. In like the 10th grade in high school, I was in, I forget what kind of class it was. I think it was a business class. And my business teacher, apparently he picked up some signs in me of certain things like that I was doing or things that I was saying. And he wrote on the board something about some quote about fear, and he like underlined fear. He's like, this is you, like you need to stop this. And
It's true.
I was like, that's true.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like scared of like,
Everything.
I don't know, just everything. Not being good enough. And then I like get so in my head, like, oh, like beating myself up, and it's not good.
Yeah, which at the end of the day, the end result is that I feel like I'm scared of like, you know, I'm putting so much pressure on my work and everything that I do because I'm scared of coming off as unworthy, not enough, like inferior, like, you know, all those words. At the end of the day, it's highly related with how people view you.
Thoughts.
Yeah. And you just construct that image of, you know, worthiness upon you, which is just totally fake, and it's wrong.
Totally.
And I feel like really trying to stop thinking, to just like do, you know, and having that hecticness of, I have so much on my plate right now that I can't even think about how bad it could turn out. I just need to put it out. You know what I mean? I feel like this has really, really helped me because being in a tech startup, you have to be very hectic. It's very hectic and the rhythm is really fast. So I haven't had the thought of sitting, oh, I can sit here for like 8 hours and I can write this story about something and make it perfect. No, I don't have the time to do this. I have to do this in like this hour. And not think about it and just put it out there and like make it happen. I don't have time to be in my head, overthink and be scared anymore. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like that has helped me. Execution helps you like be that kind of like pattern that builds in your head. Yeah. Then I have another one, which is, I think you said something very related to that, is to be really aware of your strength and your weaknesses. And when you know, for example, you said before that, you know, you listen to the podcast and you heard yourself saying, a lot. Yeah, well, you're aware of that. You heard that. That means that you can build on that and you can actually take the necessary steps to actually do something about it and to actually change that. You know what I mean? And then next thing, you know what I mean? But I feel like being very
totally.
And even like
practical. For me, like, and like for me, I think we're kind of like opposite in the way that like you are that kind of like perfectionist where you want time and you want to put in like your best effort to like really get something nice and polished and like to a sense. And for me, like I can't say I'm a perfectionist, which is probably can be seen as like a downside because when I do my work, maybe sometimes I do it just to get it done, or I do it just to like push it off my plate and check the box, you know? And at the end of the day, sometimes maybe my work isn't as polished as it should be. So knowing that that's something about myself, especially working in marketing, I've realized that I need to like double check things more than what I think I'm double checking it. And I need to be, you know, attention to detail more than what I thought was attention to detail. So there's things like that I've definitely picked up on, and that I need to know that I do within myself, and then how can I, you know, improve on that and work on that, you know, to get to a point where it's more comfortable. So
it's basically taking the tangible aspects of something you do and focusing on that instead of focusing on the psychological effect that it has in your brain and all the scenarios that your brain starts to create. So your scenario is like, what if that goes wrong? What if whatever? But like if you start actually focusing on the tangible, on okay, I need to double check everything. Okay, I need to stop saying if you if you replace that in your mind, in your brain of like the I'm scared of being unworthy, and of if you replace that thought with I need to stop saying period, then you stop saying
because it has nothing to do with
and
your
you
worth.
move on.
It's just strengths, weaknesses, and how can you do better. Another
thing I think really helps at least I think that it has really helped me. Sometimes when I'm feeling very, very overwhelmed with imposter syndrome and
Mm-hmm.
like fear, what I
Yeah.
do is I stop and I start writing all the things that I've achieved and why
Yeah.
this is wrong, why I
Yeah.
basically tackle the thought and I just like break it. I'm like, hey,
Yes.
in this area of your life, you've done this. In my writing, you've wrote
Yes.
this. In my friendship, you've been a great friend to this. That helps me really overcome it and be like, okay, I'm not that bad.
Yeah,
Basically.
so true. And even in therapy, there's this thing we did, like automatic negative thoughts. So it's like when I have all these different like things that I'm like poking at myself or like,
Mm-hmm.
pulling out of myself or whatever as negative kind of thoughts,
Yeah.
it's like, how can you turn that around? Like, what's something like positive, or how can you like, turn it around? It's like, okay, so I did this. It's not the end of the world. Like, and you can kind of give yourself some kind of like reassurance, or be able to take that and turn it into like, you know what? Like, it's not that bad. It's
It's
not
not that
that big of a
bad.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like you said, like listing, things that you've done, like proof. You need like it's like evidence, telling yourself like this is hardcore evidence proof. It's like, what else do you need,
I'm worthy.
to
Yeah.
prove that you're worthy? Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, I
That's a
think.
really good exercise too.
Yeah. And also the last one I think that I can think of, and that's, you got to be careful with that one, but it's really
Yeah.
good to have people that ground you and that remind
Yeah.
you, hey, you are doing this thing again that you do.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
wrong. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Exactly.
you are overthinking again. Don't overthink. Don't do that.
I
Like
remember you said
stay
that to me a
grounded.
lot in the beginning. Like when we started hanging out, I remember you, don't overthink.
Yeah, I was like, don't overthink it. Don't overthink it.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
doing that
yeah.
thing again. And,
Yeah.
it's very important to have people around you. But I'm not talking about, because, okay, here's the thing. I feel like there's a lot of people that are like, oh, girl, you're being ridiculous. You're great. Like, babe, come
Yeah.
on. Like, no, 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 no. Like, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people that really know you, know your core, and know your deep fears.
Yes.
And not only your fears, but also your triggers and your patterns.
Mm.
Because
Mm-hmm.
Mick sometimes like sees a pattern in me and she's like, oh, we're in that area again. Okay. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
I do
yeah,
the same.
yeah.
Like sometimes I see her coming off and I see her being very overwhelmed or,
Mm-hmm.
very
What's going
frustrated or
on?
something
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Okay, let's talk about it. What's
Yeah.
up? Like
Yeah.
how, you know, having someone that knows you as well as you know yourself is really great to actually have a more objective point of view, because the one thing about imposter syndrome is that it's everything but objective. So yeah.
Ah, yeah. That's right.
Yeah, I
That's
think
right.
that's right. I'm so
Those are
lucky.
really good points. That's really, really good.
Dude, I told you, it's my middle name. I know her. Like
You know
like
it.
like I have imposter syndrome is the longest relationship I've had with anyone. Like, so yeah, I'm not kidding. It's true. So
Aw.
yeah, it's really big for
Yeah.
me.
It,
Do you think
yeah, can be tough for sure.
do you think it's like big for you? Do you feel like it's
I feel
like
like imposter syndrome, because the way that I look at it is I've always had like self-doubt, and I've always had
mm-hmm.
like self-image and like doubting myself kind of issues. Like I've never had a lot of confidence in myself. I've never been able to be like, oh, I can do that, no problem. Like, like I'm never the one to volunteer. I'm never the one to raise my hand. Like even in class growing up, like when like in public
Oh
school,
yeah.
like I was never the one to raise my hand and answer a question because I never thought I was right. Or I didn't even know what to say. Like if they even called me out, like, what's the answer? Like I'd be like, like I don't know what it is, like just maybe like the shyness, or like
I
not
know.
firm in my own, like not believing that I have like a good enough opinion or a good enough answer, or I don't know
Yeah.
everything, or I don't look at the like things the same way other people do, like, and just kind of feeling like dumb in that, or like feeling like I'm not
Yeah.
smart enough.
Yeah.
So if that's imposter syndrome, then yes, I've looked at it as, I guess, like self-doubt, but I think it pretty much goes hand in hand. So yeah.
So it's super tied to it, I feel. Like it's the root of it at the end of the day. You feel all those things because of self-doubt and lack of self-love, and really kind of here's the thing. They said that um in that thing that I read about the Harvard Business Review, they were saying that it has nothing to do with lack of confidence, but I disagree. I feel like you might really kind of show that you're confident, but the actual reality is completely different. And I feel like I've gotten that a lot.
I do agree with you on that, because I think like to a point you can teach yourself to like show, I guess, confidence.
That you're confident.
Like kind of fake it till you make it type of attitude. And it is possible to put, your best foot forward and seem like you have it all together, or seem like you know what you're doing, when inside you're like freaking out.
You're like, oh my God!
That's me a lot. So yeah, I can relate to that. And
you're
think
like, run. Like run as fast as you can, never come back. As fast as you can.
Yeah. No,
When I text a boy, I literally hide under the table. I just like,
I know you do.
Oh my God.
I know you do.
So bad. I just like, when I text someone,
I'm like following up like every single day. Like, what's going on?
But yeah, guys, I think that we've kind of like gone around it, and that we talked a lot about, where it comes from.
Yeah, I think that we covered a lot of good points, and definitely our experiences. Like, I think we've seen kind of two different sides of it. Some overlap and some are a little bit different, but I think that I think that covered a lot. So
also, if you guys experience imposter syndrome and that you felt like you related, well, I'm sure a lot of you will actually.
Yeah, so, I'm sure there's a lot of people. Yeah.
So let us know by DM, like talk to us. Let us know your experience, where you feel imposter syndrome. Yeah, we're cool. Call us MikNeg,
Yeah, exactly.
Stop.
Call us anytime.
Call us anytime. But
that's right.
Let us know. Like, we are curious to see what type of imposter syndrome do you have? How does it manifest in your life?
Which one are you? What things do you struggle with?
And what things do you do to actually deal with it?
And how do you deal with it? Yeah.
Yeah. Or you don't deal with it. Just let us know.
Or you just don't deal with it.
Or you just don't deal with it. But we are so looking forward to hearing how you experience this.
Yeah. Definitely. Awesome. All right. So if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to us on our podcast. You can rate the podcast, rate it, give us a rating, and leave a comment. Leave a comment.
5 stars.
Let us know. Yeah. Let us know, what you think, how you're liking it so far. And we want to hear from you. So Thank you so much for listening. Give us a follow on Instagram.
Call us MikNeg. Mik is at Michaela Kewen, and I am at Persian Brunette. And we will see you next time.
We'll see you next time.
Hey, Mik, you are the best.
You're the best.
No, you're the best.
Kill it.
You're going to earn it. And you guys as well. You are the best.
Overcome your imposter syndrome, and you're going to
put it on the closet. Say bye to it. Decide every day when you wake up, it's a different reality. You go for it.
Exactly. You
do it.
Yeah. You got it, girl. You got it. All right.
Oh my
God.
Peace,
guys.
Bye.
Bye.